Hello everyone, I am Revati. Now I am going to discuss architecture of Linux. First of all, what is an OS? Operating system is the interface between computer hardware and the user of any computer. It handles the resources of computer hardware and facilitates basic services for the computer programs. History of Linux. Initially, at the beginning, Linus Torvalds created a new free OS kernel as part of his project in 1991. On March 14, 1994, Linux first version was released. Then we can observe that odd minor versions are development kernels and even numbered are stable production kernels. Linux 1.2 kernel was released on March 1995, which supported wide variety of hardware. Then in June 1996, as Linux version 2.0, version 2 was released on and Linux 2.2 in 1999. Linux version 3 was released in July 2011. Architecture of Linux. We have many things in Linux like hardware, kernel, shell, and applications. First, we shall see the components of first we shall see the kernel part. Then, kernel is responsible for all major activities of OS. It is also responsible for maintaining important abstractions of OS like virtual memory and processes. There are different types of kernels like exokernel, hybrid kernel, microkernel, and monolithic kernel. Then, system libraries. System libraries define a set of functions through which applications can interact with the kernel. The important system library is C library, which is commonly called as libc. Then, system utility programs. System utility programs are the responsible for doing specialized level and individual activities. Then we have a hardware layer in which we have CPU, HDD and RAM. Then we have a shell. Shell is the interface between the kernel and program user. And there are different types of shells like Bourne shell, C shell, POSIX shell and Korn shell. Bourne shell is commonly called as bash shell. GUI graphical user interface works slower than command line interface. Then we have a different features in operating systems. For example, it is a portable. Linux OS is a portable. In Linux, kernel supports any type of hardware environment. Linux is an open source. Anyone in this world can contribute for improvement of Linux. Linux is a multi-programming, which means more than one application can be executed at the same time. Linux is a multi-user system, which means many users can use the system resources at the same time. Then security. In Linux OS, we have different features like controlled access to specific files, data encryption, password protection, and so on, which makes our data or files more secure. There are mainly two parts in a security: authentication and access control. Authentication. In Unix, authentication is done by the use of publicly readable password file. Here what happens is that when the user password is combined with a random salt value and the result is encoded with a one-way transformation function and it is stored in the password file. Even if some intruder has a password file and a one-way transfer function, he or she needs the he needs trial and error method to get the original password. What happens when we enter the password is that it recombines with the salt value stored in the password and passed through one-way transformation function, and it checks with the password in the password file. If both are correct, the password gets accepted. Then we have a pluggable authentication modules, which is used to address authentication problems, and it is also used to modify for authentication methods, password changing functions, session setup functions, and account restrictions. Then we have access control. Access control in Unix is performed through use of unique and numeric identifiers. There are two types of these, like user identifier and group identifier. User identifier UID identifies single user or single set of access rights, whereas group identifiers is an extra identifier which can be used to identify rights belonging to more than one user. If every object in a Unix has both user and group acts as control with a single ID and a single GID. User process have a single UID and more than one GID. If process UID matches the UID of an object, then process has user rights or owner rights to that object. If UIDs don't match but any of the GID matches the object's GID, then group rights are conferred, else processes have world rights to the object. Linux performs access control to the by assigning object a protection mask which specifies the access modes like read, write, or execute. Then we have a shell. And it is the main feature of Linux OS. Shell has a Linux OS. It can be used for different types of tasks like application programs. We have a main part of Linux OS which is inter-process communication. Here we have different types like synchronization signals, passing of data among process and shared data. In synchronization of signals, we have signals which are used for informing a process that event has occurred, and they are also generated by kernel internally. If kernel mode process requires an event to happen, it uses communication within the kernel. Then it is passing of data among the process. There is a standard mechanism in Unix which is called as a pipes to get the communication between the child process and the parent process. Each pair has a set of wait queues to synchronize a reader and writer. Unix also has a set of networking facilities used to send data for local and remote processes. Then shared memory. It is used for communicating data in the fast way. Data written by one process to shared memory can be read by other process that has mapped into the region into the address space. Shared memory has a main disadvantage that it doesn't have a synchronization. If synchronization is added, it is the best tool for the Linux OS. Shared memory object acts a best tool for the Linux OS. Then there are also drawbacks over advantages for the Linux. The main drawbacks are games, hardware drivers, software alternatives, and learning curve. Games. In Windows, we have many games which Linux doesn't provide us. Hardware drivers. Since Windows and Mac has many hardware drivers, it support hardware drivers. Many companies which produce hardware have produce for Windows and Mac rather than Linux. Then software alternative. Many software applications like Photoshop, MS Office, which have many powerful features, are not available for the Linux. Learning curve. Linux is little getting started with the Linux is a little difficult because we need to understand the command line arguments, command line interface in the Linux. Whereas in Windows, Windows is a user friendly and getting started with that is very easy. Then applications of Linux. Linux requires less money, time, and it is licensing free. So many organizations are preferring to use this operating system. Linux can be easily operated in many electronic devices like Dell Inspiration Mini 912, Sony Reader, Sony Bravia Television, Yamaha Motive Keyboard, and many more. Then we have a Linux distribution. Linux distribution includes the Linux kernel which exists for devices like personal computers and embedded devices. Famous Linux distributions are Debian, Linux Mint, Fedora, and Ubuntu. Thank you. Thank you.